Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Mrs. Lane. Thank you for coming. What's up? Where are you? I don't know where you are in the world, but if you happen to come across this video and you watch, you are most welcome. You're definitely most welcome. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a coming back subscriber, thank you for coming and keeping on coming. I'd just like to say, please subscribe if you are new here and you haven't subscribed, or if you are old here, you keep watching but you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'll give you a few seconds to subscribe. It's very easy. So, yeah, we're back. This video, let me just say, it was inspired by another channel called The Plug. Guys, I binged that channel. When I came across it, I binged it, and it got me thinking. I mean, it reminded me of a lot of topics I actually had in mind and I wanted to actually talk about, but then because of their heaviness, because they're quite heavy and they are quite serious. So guys, be warned, this is gonna be a serious talk. It's not a fun talk like my last video. And yeah, let me just get to it. So let me just first ask you, if you are a lady, do you struggle receiving love from a man, or you don't even know what love is? So let me give you a little bit of an idea of what the plug is all about. She does a crime story, real life crime story. I remember, if you go on my first upload on this channel, I had been planning that, okay, I'm gonna shoot a video. I think I had actually shot a video, but I had not yet uploaded, when I think 2 years ago, a lady went missing, or she was found. I'm not sure what the story was, but it was a lady who got deleted by, we don't know if they knew this person or they don't know, but this is a person who works at the post office. Guys, I must tell you, my feeling at that moment, if I had uploaded everything like the way it was, like the way my experience at that time was, I couldn't hold my tears. And this keeps happening here in South Africa when it comes to women, and where they get deleted either by their close intimate partners or some strange people. And for a while, for me as a lady in South Africa, as a woman living in South Africa, I felt so unsafe. I'm telling you, it still does even today. If I have to send my girls to the shops, you know, they have to live life at some point. My oldest, she's about to, you know, be out of the house and go and stay at the university. But the thought of it, like when the more I think about it and the deeper I think about it, then I'm like, no one's leaving this house. But life must go on, guys. So it got me thinking about the ideas that I had previously, like when I watched the plug, and the ideas that I had in mind were way to talk about how women are exposed to, you know, most of the time we look at women who go for such relationships, or for men who tend to be, I don't know what's the right word to use, because apparently YouTube doesn't like certain words, but men that take away their rights, okay, that trample on a woman's rights. So there's this type of women that tend to do that, and these women are usually women that, because someone will ask, how do these women stay in such relationships? You know, if someone slaps you once, then automatically you should leave. You should go. You should know that it's time to go, because apparently it escalates. So, but these women, funny enough, strange enough, they always find themselves coming back for more. And I know that someone mentioned syndrome. I don't know what it's called, but for me, I before I knew there was even a word for it, I figured that okay, if you're the person that slaps them, I mean, you know, I don't know which word I should use, is the same guy who, first of all, this type of men, they isolate these women because obviously they want to do whatever they want to do with them without any interference from their loved ones, their family, their siblings. So they normally are very strategic in that they will isolate this woman so that when they have done whatever they've done, this woman still depends on this person for comfort and for, you know, that recovery. So it becomes like a cycle where this person will do something to this person, to this woman, and then later on say sorry and comfort them, buy them gifts, and then again, you know, in between emotional abuse and all that. I mean, I said it, guys, this topic is a very heavy one, but I'm gonna try to, you know, just be on the surface about it. But I mean, as women, I think we should talk more about these topics. I mean, it won't help to for us to, you know, there's a lot of things that we can choose to focus on. We can focus on beauty, focus on fashion, focus on hair, you know, and all those things, or making your own money. But one thing that I know, I've seen every type of woman, with every nation, every country, women always need a man to marry or to be in a relationship with. I mean, let me not say need, they're always gonna go for it. So I mean, when we don't as women talk about these topics and we don't try to, you know, try to bring awareness amongst ourselves, discuss these topics, discuss, you know, the signs, the types of these type of men that usually go for this, or the signs, the potential signs that, you know, can tell you in advance that okay, this type of guy you shouldn't go for. It means that this cycle is gonna continue and continue, while us, we are worried about hair, worried about lipstick, worried about getting that bag, you know. We should talk about these things, guys. We should. I mean, it's for our own good. I remember when I was young, let me share a little bit of a story. When I was young, where I stayed at my grandfather's house, there used to be a footpath next door, or rather in within the yard. People used to just pass and go, you know, wherever they're going. And there was this young couple. Okay, they were older, but because obviously I was in my like 10, 11, that type of age. And I used to see them. I didn't know really how people date and all that, but where I come from in the township, people will know dating means also going every day to your boyfriend's place in the evening, coming back in the morning. So I guess this is the type of dating they had, you know. That was way back before the 2000s, you know, before the way people date now, where they only meet in the restaurants or out there. But those days, when you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, you usually visit each other every single day. The lady is always going to the boyfriend's house and going in the morning. So I noticed these two couples because obviously they were they had swag. They would dress up, you know, very smart. And let me remind you, that time there was Pam and stuff. So I remember the guy, I think he had some, you know, greasy hair, like permed hair, and they would wear like some leather pants. They were just really smart. They drew my attention because of how they used to dress. And I was sort of like following them, you know. If it were to be Instagram, I was following them because I would also make sure every morning I see them, I catch a glimpse of them. And whenever I saw that lady, like maybe in 2 weeks, in a gap of a week or two, she will have a blue eye. Yeah, I almost said green eye. A blue eye. She had a scar somewhere. And she was so pretty and young. But what amazed me, like it didn't make sense to me. Obviously, I was too young. I didn't know what it meant until it happened in my home, in my own home. while I was that age, around that age, 9, 10, 11. I figured it out what has happened. Like this guy probably laid his hand on the lady. And now the strange part, remember I'm like 9, 10, 8, 9, 10. I could have easily been the sister, the younger sister to that lady. Now I'm looking at this and I'm watching. I love how they look together. They walk hand in hand. They're a cute couple. And they are couple goals. But this lady is always having a mark somewhere in the face. And I'm wondering what happened. Like, until, like, of course, I saw what happened in my own home. Then I realized, okay, this is what happened. But my question was, why isn't she breaking up with the guy? Like, what kind of love is this? I remember telling myself one day, I'll marry a white man. Because obviously I had not seen a white man, do such a thing to a person, to a woman that he's supposedly in a intimate relationship with. Gosh, I didn't want this video to be long. But anyway, so I grew up seeing that, a lot of that scenario. And I know most South African girls that have stayed in the townships have seen that. So now, when going back to the plug, the lady, she talks about a lot of cases or partner, deleting the other partner. And the majority of these partners usually are males. And they are usually deleting the female partner. Excuse me. So it made me think, like, after I binged on this. After I watched, it got me thinking, like, the types of, like, what I like about her as she's bringing up the story. She first, like, lay a backdrop of the background, how they grew up, if they grew up with one parent, two parents, that scenario, just to give us an idea of this person, this type of person, the education they have, the environments they've been, if they've traveled or not. And I found that most of the ladies that end up in such scenarios, it actually starts right back from the background. It's the foundation that they had. For an example, there is a lady called Namsha in one of her stories, and she grew up in Eastern Cape. Namsha dated a guy who was 20 something, in his late 20s, and Namsha was 17 only at the time when she met him, and they started dating. So you can think, a 17-year-old, she has not lived that much, she has not experienced life, she has not, she's not yet seen a lot of things, and she's not old enough to know how to handle certain issues that might arise when it comes to relationships. And so what happens, she's dating an adult, a fully grown adult who's probably had experiences before her. This guy obviously becomes more like her. I feel like he was more of a master slave, or what do you call this? A groomer. He groomed her mind. He groomed her, her expectations of what a relationship should be. At the end of the day, he killed her, because now, when she matured and reached the age of, like, 30, in her 30s, she wanted to be set free, She wanted to set herself free from this cycle. And when you look at her background, she apparently grew up with her uncle and her auntie. She doesn't say much about, but the auntie and the uncle look to be people who were stable. They were still married even when the time she died. But there is something about a missing parent, because in these cases, all these people, most of the people in these cases, especially the girls, there was a missing parent or missing parents in their lives. Because there's something that a child is able to learn without being taught as they grow up. And unfortunately, when you grow up, or I'm old enough, I can start dating. But I so wish our sisters, especially in all of Africa, we cannot just date with our emotions, or date with just what we see. We can actually know that we need to use our intellect, because some of these people that she talks about. One was a doctor. She was studying to be a doctor. This same Namsha, she has a diploma. These are educated people that find themselves in a rut where someone wants to control their lives, someone wants to manipulate them, take their money, control them with gifts, do things, take away their rights, and only to apologize with certain gifts. So now I find that our sisters also, when we haven't seen love, experienced love, firsthand in our childhood or like our background, then we tend to translate love in our own way. We translate love sometimes to be finances. If someone is financing your situation, whether you are at school, whether you are a slave queen, whatever it is that you are, and you have this guy who's gonna be constantly pouring into you his finances, then automatically you translate that into that they love you. And then you turn, because there's three pillars in what a woman needs from a man. I apologize for such an ending, but I will upload a follow up of this video of this topic on my next one. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and please comment.